The cabin roars with chaos, a maddening cacophony of shrieks and blaring alarms that pierce through the smoke-filled air. I can't grasp what's happening. It's as if the world is imploding around me, an orchestra of fear playing an unrelenting tune. Where am I? Panic claws at my throat, and the acrid scent of burning metal fills my lungs. I struggle to breathe, but each gasp is filled with chaos, stinging like betrayal. I feel the heat wrapping around me like a ferocious grip, a blend of warmth that turns ice cold against the chill creeping in from the shattered windows. There's a sudden jolt. The world shifts beneath me. Everything is swirling, and for a fleeting moment, I feel weightless. My heart races as memories flicker across my mind, taunting me with laughter and the sweetness of life. The echo of a carefree afternoon with friends, the sun's golden rays dancing on our faces, pulls me into a reality I long to return to. And then the twisting metal. The cabin groans as if it's alive, leaden with our collective fear. I grasp at the remnants of control, but it slips away like sand through my fingers. The sound is loud and grotesque, a symphony of destruction, drowning out every rational thought. My heart pounds in rhythm with the chaotic symphony, a frantic beat against the backdrop of my life unraveling. There's warmth against my skin, the air so thick it nearly suffocates me. I remember the sky, how it felt to soar through it, how the clouds cradled my dreams. It was supposed to be a beautiful flight, a new adventure, an open horizon waiting to be captured through my lens. But now it's all twisting into a nightmare. And then, impact. The world collapses, every sense exploding into chaos at once. Time halts, and I am hurled into a tumult of sensations. The violent shuddering crushes everything. The warmth fades to cold in my bones, reality blurring into the surreal. There's a terrifying shriek, metal protesting, the once celebrated vessel now screaming its demise. As the cabin distorts and folds in on itself, I catch one last flicker of light, of hope shimmering in the dark horizon I longed to embrace. I think of plans not yet made, images unclicked, laughter left unsaid, all swept away by this tragic turbulence. The symphony of chaos reaches a deafening crescendo, and then silence. Everything stops. A vacuum envelops me, leaving behind an unsettling void, a silence so profound it resonates deep within my soul. The once rumbling noises fade, swallowed by an eerie nothingness. I drift deeper into that darkness, disoriented and lost, suspended in a serene stillness that hints I have slipped away from everything I once knew. And just like that, with the last gasps of sound fading into the ether, I am left alone in the shadows of oblivion, grasping at echoes of a life now extinguished. I float in the stillness, wrestling with the weight of my own consciousness. I am Anna, once a free-spirited photographer, a lover of life, of moments that flew by like the clouds outside the cabin window. I used to capture flashes of happiness, immortalizing time with every click of my camera. How naive I was, perched on the cusp of new adventures, blissfully unaware that this day would be my last. And now I linger in a liminal space, caught between the life I lived and the quiet embrace of this void. Memories surge like a tide, washing over me in waves of color and sound. With each pulse, I remember the thrill of traveling to untamed landscapes, of framing the world through my lens with an artist's eye. But did I frame my relationships with as much care? Did I hold close those I loved, those I took for granted? I think of Helen, my best friend, standing on a beach with the tide lapping at her feet, laughter roaring like the waves that surrounded us. She had just given me my newest camera, a shining beauty, its weight resting comfortably in my hands. "Capture everything, Anna. Don't let a single moment slip away," she had said, her brown eyes sparkling with joy. That day, I felt invincible. I remember how we spoke of dreams under the stars, our thoughts spilling into the night like constellations drawn from our imaginations. I was going to push the boundaries, to chase the light into the farthest realms of the world. Yet, as I embarked on this journey, I took those moments for granted, believing there would always be more. More time, more laughter, more memories waiting to be made. But life has a way of catching us off guard, doesn't it? I remember the last conversation with Helen, how she called just as the sun dipped below the horizon, her voice a warm comfort. "Promise me you'll always be safe, Anna. Promise me you'll come back with stories." I brushed her off with a laugh, confident that nothing could touch our friendship, a thread of trust spun across time and distance. "Don't worry about me. I'll come back with wild stories, you'll see." And yet, here I am, held hostage by this liminal nothingness, haunted by unfulfilled promises. The air is thick with unresolved dreams, and I'm left with echoes of things unsaid. Why did I think the world was infinite? Why didn't I cherish every fleeting moment? The guilt wraps around my heart, squeezing tighter with every memory resurfacing. Pushing against the tide of silence, I reach for the emotions that linger. Joy mingles with sorrow, laughter with lament. It's a bittersweet tether, a reminder that all things end, sometimes far too soon. In this void, I recognize the beauty of those fleeting moments, the sunset glow illuminating my path, the flutter of wings as birds soared beside me. Each captured image, a heartbeat of my existence. And the camera, my faithful companion through all of it, had been more than a tool. It was a vessel, carrying my essence, my truths sealed within its frame. What I wouldn't give to hold it again, to feel the familiar press of the shutter beneath my fingers. Each click had been a heartbeat captured, a story woven into the fabric of my life. The aroma of fresh coffee brewing in the mornings, the sound of laughter spilling from friends gathered around, these were the elements of a life well loved. How could I have taken these moments for granted? As I drift through memory after memory, I am reminded of the bond I built with my camera. In its lens, I saw the world turning magical, transcendent. I recall afternoons lost in the joy of creating, the pure thrill of seeing beauty where others merely brushed by. And yet, as I stand here in this eternal pause, I know the price of my choices. I see the faces of my loved ones, their expressions etched in time, the confusion and sorrow that would follow my absence. I long to tell them, I'm still here. I remember you. I treasure every moment. But do they know how much they filled my heart with light? Will they remember me when the sun sets, when laughter fades into silence? I float in this vast emptiness, wrapped in the melancholy of unresolved longing. Time no longer tugs at me. I exist outside its grasp, forced to confront the beauty and sorrow intertwined in this tapestry of memories. I am a spirit woven into what once was, yearning for closure, desperate to whisper my untold stories into the air, to imprint my legacy onto the world I once inhabited. But all I can do is wait, suspended in this liminal realm as memories flow through me. I am both a keeper of moments lived and a witness to the grief of leaving them behind, wrapped in the shadows of love and loss. I crave connection, to be remembered in the soft whispers of the wind. And as I linger in this state of uncertainty, the echoes of my past come rushing back, illuminating the corners of my soul that remain untouched by darkness. The taste of life lingers, sweet yet sorrowful, as I try to navigate this in-between, hoping, yearning, perhaps for redemption, perhaps for my words to finally find their place in the hearts of the living. I linger in this eternal limbo, my consciousness drifting back to the day before my flight, a day that began like countless others, bathed in warmth and ordinary moments. Morning light spilled through my kitchen window as the aroma of fresh coffee enveloped me, a comforting caress that illuminated my senses against the backdrop of a new adventure ahead. In that moment, I caught a glimpse of an old photograph pining for my attention, A snapshot of Helen and me, gleaming smiles frozen in time, reminiscent of sun-soaked days spent chasing laughter. I can almost hear her voice echoing in my mind like a soft melody, urging me to seize every moment. With that thought, I turned back to brewing coffee, savoring each sip while the memory pulled at me. I had packed my bags the night before, rushing through the routine, driven by an excitement that felt electric. This trip had been a dream, a journey through landscapes waiting to be captured, but deep down, an unsettling whisper nagged at me. As I slipped on my favorite denim jacket, its familiarity warmed me like an old friend. I felt the sun glimmer outside, promising the day would be magnificent. Just as I poured that first cup, the phone rang. Helen, her voice bubbling over with enthusiasm. "Are you ready for your big adventure?" she asked, and I could hear the hint of worry dancing under her cheerfulness. "Absolutely, can't wait," I replied, feeling invincible. Little did I know, she could sense something I chose to ignore. "Promise me you'll be careful," she insisted, her plea carving a path through my hubris. I laughed it off, full of confidence and dreams, brushing aside the need for caution. "I'll bring back stories you won't believe." Throughout the day, the sky reiterated its brilliance and the vitality of life, while I busily organized my equipment. Each lens and filter formed a piece of a much-loved puzzle, yet a lingering sense of unease fluttered in my chest like a trapped sparrow. I hadn't given it much thought until the evening, when the sun began its descent, casting long shadows that hinted at the unknown. An involuntary shiver ran through me as I opened my laptop to confirm travel details, the screen flickering almost as if to warn me. The weather forecast predicted storms rolling in, a fate I dismissed with an unearned bravado. Storms were for tails, not for me. In the final hours of that ordinary day, while sipping my coffee, I felt the pang of something gracious and compelling, holding me in blissful ignorance. I thought of my camera, my steadfast companion through the countless adventures that shaped my existence. I adored its form, how it captured not just images, but fragments of my soul, intertwined with each connection I made. The evening closed around me like a warm shawl as I prepped my gear, feeling a rush of excitement course through my veins. My heart brimmed with the allure of narratives waiting to unfold through my lens. A tingle of fate flitted around me, but I dismissed it, believing I had all the time in the world to shape my tales. And so I stood there, unaware of the fragility of life, my dreams diverging dramatically from the reality that awaited me. I had counted on moments to last, convinced that adventures would stretch outward into infinity, dancing like the lights of the world, brightening an expansive horizon. As I finalized my equipment, the back of my mind wrestled with the truths I had ignored, signs that begged me to pause, a reminder that life is woven from fragile strands, often waiting to unravel when least expected. In the haze of excitement, I had entered a deceptive beauty laced with abandon. Life can be a fleeting whisper, and I had hovered dangerously on the precipice of blissful disregard. Now, enveloped in this silent expanse, all I could do was contemplate those final ordinary moments, forever imprinted in my spirit. Suspended between existence and oblivion, I mourned my choices, the vibrant threads of what could have been unwinding quietly around me. The day had woven its intricate tapestry, and as I sifted through the memories, I longed to scream. Not for the chance to change my fate, but for a connection that stretched beyond time itself, to remind me, and perhaps the world, just how dear every moment truly is. Time folds and lingers, pulsating through this void, and I am left here, a fragment of a long-ago life, where worlds intertwined with possibilities. In this ethereal state, I can feel the fabric of my existence tracing back to a small, unassuming object, my camera, the heart of my journey, which had accompanied me not just as a tool, but as an extension of my very soul. It wasn't just a mere gadget. It was a treasure, a gift from my father on my 16th birthday, instilling in me a sense of purpose. I remember the simple joy on his face as I opened the box, the camera nestled in soft velvet, its gleam reflecting the wide-eyed excitement washing over me. "Capture the world, Anna. Make it yours," he had said, his voice full of pride. He taught me to see, to notice calm shadows dancing in the crevices of a chaotic world. Every click became an exploration of my inner self, each photograph a language of emotions woven into the scenery, laughter, joy, the bitter tang of longing, intertwined in every frame. A soft sigh slips from my essence as I visualize the night spent lost in my thoughts, inspecting each image to unveil its secrets. One photo comes flooding back, the sun dipped serenely into the horizon, its golden rays seeping through the trees of a forest where I found peace amongst the chaos. I remember crouching low to the ground, hands steady, clicking the shutter at just the right moment. It became a cherished image, forever capturing a fleeting sunset while sealing in my memories of that day. The gurgling river, the laughter of friends echoing through the trees, wondrous, innocent, and achingly beautiful. But fate, in its unpredictable manner, was already threading a different kind of tapestry. I can still feel the weight of my camera resting comfortably in the space beside me, yet now it serves as a reminder of my fragility. I was not just capturing the beauty of the world, I was capturing my own heart, my spirit laid bare. The absence of its presence in the aftermath of that day hung heavy with regret, for I had clung to so many moments, yet neglected to live for them. The camera was not there beside me as I boarded that fateful flight, the essential lens hidden in my familiar messenger bag, yet I lacked the foresight to cherish its significance. In that moment, it passed through my fingers like grains of sand falling away. As I prepare for my next venture, I had taken that vital connection for granted, thinking only of distant horizons, the thrill of chasing adventure, with no heed for what awaited beyond them. Yet now, as I float in this ethereal void, I realize the camera was far more than plastic and metal. It encapsulated who I was, holding the pieces of stories left untold. Embedded in its memory card were the echoes of friends, laughter, and the bittersweet moments flickering like compasses guiding my soul. I see glimpses of celebrations now lost, the faces of loved ones in joyous frames, all locked in time. I yearn for that camera, not as a mere object, but as my passport to connection, a vessel preserving my existence, my silenced voice longing for rebirth. How vulnerable it felt in my hands, how powerful, as if it held the raw magic of life itself. As each memory unspools before me, the weight of loss becomes palpable, shrouded in shadows of reminiscence, steeped in timeless longing. But there is a deeper promise within this object, one I am yet to uncover. My heart quickens, fluttering like the wings of a bird seeking escape. There is something within it that could bridge the gap between what was lost and what remains. A hidden photograph, a letter tucked among the equipment. Perhaps a piece of my journey lies dormant, waiting to awaken with enlightenment, a thread of hope woven among the remnants of my past. I drift, unanchored yet resolute, searching for the very thing that could connect me back to what I abandoned. And through the turbulent sea of memories, I feel it pulsating, a flicker of light within the darkness. It's the journey within that beckons me close, whispering secrets folded between the fragmented moments I cherish. The urgency of it pulls, urging me forward, yet time stands still. I see a vision so vividly, the day my hands met the delicate surface of my camera again. The feel of worn leather against my fingertips ignites a spark of rebirth. What wisdom, what truth can it hold? I surrender unto this moment, praying for a revelation, as time stretches like a fragile thread before me. I recall the last frames I captured, and it is a fleeting image of hope. Perhaps the key to release lies within the memory card, somewhere lodged between laughter and loss, muted whispers of joy trapped in its digital sanctuary. But ultimately, this camera, filled with experiences, lies lost within the wreckage of what I once was. Pieces of wood, twisted metal, silent remnants of lives that brushed against my own. I ache to speak, to wrap my spirit around those souls left behind, to implore whoever stumbles upon it to understand, you hold a story, you hold me. Oh, if only they knew, if only they could echo back at me the sweet click of recognition, understand the importance of each captured moment, each woven tale of connections cherished and avoided. In this yearning, I grapple desperately with fleeting silver linings. As I wait in this liminal space, tethered to my memories, I feel a pulse of hope igniting within me. I am still here, bound within the strands of my existence, intertwined with my camera, with the promise that my story is far from over. The light remains, even in absence, waiting to break through, a celebration of all I held dear, a testament to a life lived through lenses of love, loss, and the indomitable courage to remember. In this ethereal void where memories and emotions intertwine, I sense a shift within me, a culmination whispering from far beyond the reach of time, urging me towards a final act, an expression of all I have loved, cherished, and ultimately lost. I feel the weight of the past resting heavily on my heart, encircled by the warmth of the faces I hold dear. I am still here, echoed in the realm of sentiment, yearning to leave behind a testament that will resonate even after I fade into the shadows of memory. I close my eyes, if I even possess them in this nebulous state, inviting all those cherished moments forward with unyielding clarity. I remember the laughter of friends, dancing like golden leaves in the wind, teasing me with their ephemeral nature. There's Helen's voice, layered with the excitement of the countless adventures we embarked on, illustrating our dreams like strokes of vibrant paint on a blank canvas. Each joyous echo penetrates the silence, pulling me back to the connection, the love that remains eternal. As I linger in this contemplation, I grasp the profound weight of what it means to release. A vivid idea solidifies within the confines of my spirit. It's time to create a farewell. This parting gift will transcend the boundaries of life and death, a legacy imprinted into the eternity of shared experiences. I want to offer comfort to those left behind, to convey my deepest gratitude and unwavering love. But how? The image of my camera floods my mind, the trusted companion that captured those fleeting moments of beauty and heartache. It is an extension of who I was, holding the keys to memories that shimmer like stars in the night sky. I see that camera resting against the wreckage, untouched amidst the chaos, waiting to release the stories entangled within its delicate circuitry. That very device became my lifeline to the world, my vessel for preserving life's most profound connections. I recognize now that my farewell must be imprinted upon that camera. I envision placing a message there, a visual ode to each moment that encompassed my existence, a record of laughter and tears woven together. It is not just a collection of images. It is a narrative of love, interlaced with the beauty of life as it unfolded before my eyes. Every click of the shutter, every frame frozen in time becomes a heartbeat of my essence, an outpouring of the soul distilled into the heart of a machine. With renewed determination, I drift closer to that ethereal camera, feeling the pulsations of long-forgotten memories surging through me. Gathering my thoughts, I envision the photographs that turned mere moments into eternal keepsakes, each defining experience that carved my identity. The faded image of Helen joyfully spinning in a field of wildflowers, sunlight streaming like liquid gold around her, emerges clearly, and I smile through the sorrow. The realization strikes me. Each captured instance displayed the rawness of human emotion, from the deepest happiness to the quiet moments of reflection that inevitably followed. This gift of remembrance would weave seamlessly into the fabric of another's existence, igniting the same spark of joy that each life had filled me with. With my intention focused, I let myself embrace this sacred mission. I will transform my absence into presence through images that a stranger may one day find, brimming with life, reminding them of the beauty that often lies hidden in the simplicity of the mundane. As I navigate this journey, the essence of my life feels restored, each flicker of memory swaying gently like the soft movement of the leaves in a summer breeze. I conjure the last frame I shot before destiny intervened, a snapshot bursting with color, brightening its surroundings. I can almost hear the shutter click in this timeless realm. Memories resonate wildly, urging me forward. I envision the final photograph, encapsulating not just my journey, but my unyielding love for those who shared it with me, capturing the ebbs and flows of laughter and sorrow that colored our shared moments. I pour into that image everything I hold dear, a silent prayer resonating with every tender brush of my spirit. I imagine a timeline beyond my existence where a stranger's fingers will graze the cool surface of my camera, and upon reviewing the images, they will uncover memories blooming with life, my voice cascading through time, soft and sincere, etched into every pixel. I wish for them to feel my essence wrapped in the embrace of those painted shadows. I desire for them to find joy in the mundane elegance, to laugh alongside Helen, feel the sunlight cascade upon their skin, and know that even from beyond, I still revel in the meaningful connections we formed. I want to remind them that a mere photograph can revive a moment, an emotion, and a life lived boldly. In these delicate exchanges, I find strength. Chasing away the shadows that often shrouded my spirit, I realize what was once a burden of loss is now transformed into a soft melancholy that cradles my heart. When the final moment approaches, merging my spirit with the images, I wish to float in this essence of farewell, embracing the freedom that releases me from my earthly ties. The camera awaits, its surface gleaming softly, reflecting the light that streams through the nebulous fabric of memory. You hold a story, I whisper, a soft echo intertwining with the current of existence. You carry my heart. Drawing in one last breath, or is it just the thought of breath in this transient state, I let out a melodic sigh, wrapping myself around the moment like a gentle embrace. By letting go, I embrace what it means to leave, to release not just my narrative, but the hopes and dreams interspersed among the shadows, a beautiful farewell waiting to ignite in the hearts of those willing to embrace its tale. The moment arrives. I take a step into the light, buoyed by love and gratitude, surrendering my final message into the fabric of time. It travels beyond, weaving itself into the tapestry of life, and leaving behind a trail of warmth, an essence undimmed by absence. I relinquish myself to the embrace of eternal connection, knowing that through these memories I will always remain. Forever intertwined in the delicate folds of existence, I fade into the horizon, a whisper, a memory, a celebration of life glistening within every captured moment. In the silence that envelops me after my final surrender, I find myself adrift in a boundless realm, a space rich with shimmering light. Here, time dissipates into a fluid continuity, unraveling in waves of memory and emotion. I feel unburdened, utterly released from the shackles of my past life. Each fragment of my history flutters around me like delicate gossamer threads, unfurling into vivid recollections of both joy and sorrow. I float through familiar moments, each one laced with love and longing. I relive the laughter shared with friends, the warmth of sun-kissed days spent with Helen, and the quiet intimacy of unspoken understandings wrapped within the folds of silence. Each memory pulses with vitality, a heartbeat echoing in harmony with the spirit of life. Here, I am not a mere specter, but rather an embodiment of all that I experienced, inhaling the essence of my existence with newfound clarity. As I drift deeper into this luminous embrace, I become aware of the ethereal presence of other souls, flickering like distant stars in the cosmos. They weave in and out of my awareness, emanating warmth and understanding, each carrying echoes of their own journeys, tales of love, loss, and the intricate dance of life. I feel a connection to them, a solidarity forged in the crucible of shared human experience. We are akin to threads interlaced in the larger tapestry of existence, bound not only by our pains, but also by the joy we seek and the love we still carry. Time feels fluid here, an artful cascade of recollections, and I slowly confront the unfinished business that haunts me, the unspoken words and unshed tears. I am met with the bittersweet recognition of moments that slipped through my fingers. I drift back to remnants of conversations with Helen, the precious last moments before our lives diverged. I recall the precarious silence that hung between us, heavy with unsaid feelings, love veiled by the mundane. But within this serene expanse, I feel echoes of hopes washing over me, a gentle urging to seek understanding, to embrace the healing power of connection even in the face of silence. I turn towards the other spirits around me, feeling their warmth and listening to their whispers of regret and longing. Our stories intertwine, creating a rich fabric that allows us to share our truths in a space where vulnerability finds refuge. Images of my ongoing journey begin to meld with those of other souls, and together we navigate the complexities of our experiences. I extend my heart's essence to them. Speak your truth, love unconditionally, and let no moment pass unacknowledged. In this solidarity, I sense a shift. Our collective understanding begins to illuminate the gratitude buried beneath our grief. In this liminal space, we become a chorus, threads of our narratives entwine, resonating as one. I feel the weight of unspoken regrets fading, allowing for the emergence of a soothing compassion that pours from each spirit. The pain of what we lost transforms into a bright light, revealing deeper insights into the essence of love that binds us all. Each act of remembering releases a burst of energy and warmth, cleansing the past of its heavy shadows. I reflect on Helen's laughter that echoed through the garden of my memories, a sound that now dances across this vastness. Her presence fills the air, and longing swells within me, a desire to honor our connection, to remind her of the love that remains even in absence. I reach deep into my spirit, calling forth her essence, hoping she will feel the depth of my feelings and the gratitude woven into our shared journey. As I extend my heart toward her, I sense a response, a gentle tug in the fabric of this dimension. Together, we create a tapestry rich with light and color, intertwining our memories with the laughter and tears we've both known. It feels like a sacred communion of souls, a reminder that our bonds do not end with parting. Instead, they blossom into an enduring resonance, celebrating the love we once shared. This connection lifts me. I begin to feel unencumbered, a vibrant pulse radiating from the collective presence of my fellow spirits. I lift my spirit higher, absorbing the illumination of their stories, finding an intersection where my existence is enriched through shared experience. We become mirrors for one another, reflecting the beauty and pain inherent in life, weaving a narrative that transcends time. In this sacred embrace, I see that love is not confined by physical presence. The true essence of connection radiates from within our experiences, echoing into eternity. I feel buoyed by these realizations, a glorious release blossoming within me. As I prepare to navigate further beyond this realm, I know that my journey continues, interwoven with others who have walked similar paths. I whisper my farewells, not with sorrow, but a profound celebration of the life that branches out from love shared and experienced. I embrace the fleeting moments witnessed and cherished, acknowledging that they are now part of the grand tapestry of existence that transcends individual lives. With every heartbeat, I feel the warmth of this communion flowing through me, a collective joy born from our stories intertwined. I am ready to transcend, to embrace the next phase of my journey. Hand in hand with the cherished souls around me, I step gently into the light, wrapped in love, infused with the confidence that our shared histories create an everlasting bond, resonating far beyond the confines of mortality. We drift forward, together, as luminous echoes of love, forever etched into the universe. In the gentle embrace of the luminous tapestry we've woven, I float toward a horizon of light that beckons with an irresistible pull. Each soul by my side glimmers brightly, their presence reinforcing the bonds we've nurtured through shared moments of love and loss. As we drift closer to this radiant expanse, I can feel the weight of my past lifting, replaced by an exhilarating sense of freedom. The air hums with the energy of our collective spirit, and for the first time, I understand the profound impact of connection that transcends time and boundaries. I become aware of the echoes around me, whispers of the lives we once lived resonating gently through the air. They hold stories waiting to be renewed, secrets yearning for release. I feel a longing deep within me, a desire to share my narrative once more, and to let the living know that we carry their essence with us into this new realm. As we approach the threshold of the light, I can see fragments of life unfolding beneath us, moments tucked away in the corners of forgotten memories. I hear laughter, the sound of children playing, and the melancholic strains of a love song carried by the wind. Each sound beckons me closer, urging me to acknowledge the interconnectedness of all beings within this dance of life. It is then that I catch a glimpse of a hand reaching into the darkness below, attempting to grasp something lost. I feel an overwhelming pull toward it. My heart speaks to me. This hand belongs to someone searching, someone yearning for closure. She is an echo of my earthly self, grasping for understanding and healing after my departure. I know her pain, for I too wandered through shadows of loss, longing for resolution. I concentrate, sensing the warmth of our bond. "You are not alone," I whisper, sending forth my essence to envelop her in love. I witness a softening in her heart, the shadows retreating as she feels the subtle connection. In that sacred exchange, a gentle shift occurs. It is as if she's awakened to the realization that my spirit still thrives, that love remains eternal, etched forever in the fabric of our shared journey. The moment crystallizes into something profound, illuminating her soul and mine. I feel her pain dissipating, replaced by warmth and acceptance. I recognize that through this beautiful act of remembrance, we've both undergone a healing. It dives deeper than mere acknowledgement. It manifests as a willingness to let go of sorrow and embrace the joy that intermingles with grief. Love, I realize, is a wave that ebbs and flows, a continuum that vibrates beyond the limits of existence. As she opens her heart, it's as if the light surrounding me brightens, illuminating the path for souls to traverse their own journeys. I sense the myriad of stories intertwining with ours, the tapestry expanding with each radiant thread woven by love. Together, we create a constellation of existence, a heavenly composition of intertwined destinies. I breathe deep the shimmering essence that envelops me. I feel it wrapping around every soul, every silent observer, and every heart laid bare. It is a reminder that our love and remembrance collectively form something limitless. If we embrace it, if we allow ourselves to be touched by joy again, we can transcend loss. With this understanding coursing through me, I feel the warmth of my cherished companions close by, uplifting me, guiding me forward. As I step closer to that brilliant light, my heart echoes with a burgeoning sense of freedom. No longer tethered to the weight of my past, I am cradled in love and remembrance. In this final embrace, I reflect deeply on the richness of life lived fully and freely. The laughter, the tears, the fleeting moments cherished, they dance brightly behind my eyes. And as I recognize that I carry not only my own memories, but also the essence of everyone I've ever loved, a sense of peace envelops me. It is time to transcend, to leap into this luminous realm that awaits. I take a step forward into the light, the energy swirling around me like tender whispers woven together. And just before entering, I pause to embrace the tapestry of existence one last time, acknowledging that this moment is not an end, but a beautiful continuation of love reverberating through the universe. I imagine Helen, her laughter ringing out in harmony with the souls I now join. Together we rise as luminous echoes, threading our memories into the fabric of time. I feel a pulse of love radiating from my heart, a gentle reminder that in our interconnectedness, we are infinite. In these final moments, as I drift into the light, I carry all of them with me, intertwined, eternal, illuminating the universe with the magic of our shared existence.